What's up, everyone? Driving around and trying to process, let me close this window, trying to just process the madness that has been going on over the last few days is, I don't even know how to put it into words. It's both draining of energy and extremely giving of energy, because right now there is so much attention on this industry because of what's going down with FTX. So you have like a crazy amount of fervor from the media, from the mainstream media, financial media mostly, like the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg. You have, it seems like everyone in crypto paying attention. The OGs, the newbies, people who were tuned in before and people who were not tuned in since the last big collapse probably of Three Arrows Capital that led to Terra Luna, that led to Celsius Voyager. People had tuned out, but I imagine it probably will be the case even now, where you have this exchange, FTX, that was being plastered across arenas, like FTX Arena in Miami. And they are now potentially insolvent, as it's come out that Binance will not be buying out FTX after putting a letter of intent saying, hey, after due diligence, we may purchase FTX. FTX thought it would be a great idea if Binance, a competitor exchange, bought them out. But as CZ, the head of Binance, said, he said, I'm sorry, I tried today. Took a look at the books, and whatever he saw was grisly, some sort of horror movie. Even though he knew probably he'd be having to shell out $6 billion out of the coffers of Binance, I think whatever he saw was beyond that and irreparable. I mean, it seems like it could just have been downright fraud with FTX, where they were commingling funds with Alameda Research, a kind of crypto hedge fund. They were potentially loaning out consumers' funds, even after the founder of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, had tweeted out that customer assets are safe and that they don't do that, later deleting that tweet, basically making it seem like to protect his own butt. He hadn't tweeted that, but he did. People had archived that. So probably even more than that, we're finding out from the finance media, to the tune of about $8 to $10 billion from FTX alone is the hole in the book that needs to be covered. So right now you have FTX looking for emergency financing, but who's going to get them that money, right? When they are such a dumpster fire? Who's going to pour more money into this exchange after everything that's come out and the way that they've kind of reacted? And looking at Binance backed out of the deal after seeming like they wanted to buy into the deal, who would pour 10 billion bucks into this exchange where now you have even the brand suffering, right? Distrust in FTX now at an all-time high. People have funds stuck on the exchange. They have halted withdrawals. They finally put up a warning saying to basically be careful with deposits. But the website right now is just being flimsy as it is, right? If you potentially might be a creditor, maybe you're going to be owed money if in fact FTX has to file for bankruptcy, which does seem like it's going to be the next logical step, then you should probably be logging into your FTX account, going over to your portfolio, your wallet holdings on there, and screenshotting everything, making sure that you have documentation for yourself. But the website doesn't seem to even be working a lot of the time right now. It went down, it seemed like permanently, but now it went back up. So I don't know. You might want to try to take care of that ASAP if that's the case for you. But I'm hearing also that the app seems to be working, so you might be able to access it via the app. The point being, this is causing a huge amount of reputational loss for crypto completely. Despite everything we've already suffered this year in this bear market, now seeing this huge exchange go down is going to really take a while probably to recover as far as reputation for us. And it's causing the price of Solana to just drop insanely. FTT token, basically whatever was being pushed by Alameda Research and FTX is dumping hard. But that's in addition to everything else. You have, for example, Bitcoin at $15,700. Just a few days ago, we were at $21,000. We have Ethereum at just north of $1,100. So this is bringing about potentially even more contagion risk, where you could have even more funds going down, and that affecting other funds to go down as well. So basically, contagion spreading even beyond that, right? So you're finding out that there are all these different investors, creditors that were involved with FTX, Alameda Research. You have even like Mike Novogratz, billionaire, Tom Brady investing over $500 million into FTX, and they're losing out here big time with what's going on. They may potentially never even see any of that money. The investors had no idea what was going on here, this commingling of funds and this creating a token basically out of nothing and allowing that to represent the balance sheet, the value of the balance sheet. These people had no idea that was going on as investors in FTX themselves. They thought, hey, wow, I get to invest early stage in something like Coinbase, and I get to share in the proceeds of what could potentially be a growing exchange and a bigger and bigger industry, and that's going to continue to bring in revenue. Instead, they may one day see pennies on the dollar. And this is even bigger than Celsius, right? Like Celsius had a $2.4 billion hole in the balance sheet. Again, we're talking about $8 to $10 billion potentially that are due from FTX alone, not even including Alameda Research. And we know they're basically the same entity right now. So that number potentially even higher than that. As it was being pointed out, if you look at it instead, if you look at like Mt. Gox, I don't have the exact numbers right in front of me right now, but Mt. Gox was like, let's say 5% of their overall cryptocurrency market cap. You're talking about this situation being about 0.6% of all the market cap of cryptocurrencies, as the total market capitalization of cryptos have just plummeted today. And I think with due reason, we really don't know when the bottom might be. I think people are still trying to pick and choose, but that is a risky proposition when we have not bottomed out. And it's not like we're immediately going to be reversing course here. You're not going to immediately have billions coming back into the space and people pumping up the same tokens that are crashing right now. At least some of those tokens, like FTT, just might not survive. Well, you still have like the Cell token surviving for a while, but you get what I'm saying. It's probably not going to go to the highs that it ever did before, despite unless we have some sort of weird scenario. But even like Solana, you have millions and millions of those tokens that are unlocking tomorrow, so more reason for the price to go down. And this is bringing down the overall capitalization of cryptocurrencies and just the space overall, because as people suffer from having had losses, for example, of having had that parked at FTX, then they might have to sell to pay their bills or whatever, right? Maybe they think the prices are going down. So selling just tends to beget selling, and that brings everything down across the board as well. So I don't know what the bottom will be here. I thought it might be a little bit longer before we saw some sort of $15,000 Bitcoin, but the way things are looking, that could be happening today. Ethereum, also as well, it was something that was being held on these exchanges in a big way. As you imagine that they have to liquidate in order to allow for customers to potentially withdraw or liquidate because of some sort of bankruptcy reason or for whatever reasons, this could also be impacting all these different tokens as well from this huge exchange. So we really don't know yet what all the fallout is going to be, but it is playing out in real time. And my heart honestly feels for so many different people that are suffering here. So just wanted to share some thoughts while driving around, but I might go ahead and do a live stream after this as well to go into a little bit more of the details. But what a day, guys, what a day. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Subscribe if you want to be following all this with me, and hit that like if you enjoy the thoughts. Peace.